My name is Class. I am your host, and this is my co-host for today, Jay. And we're here to bring you a random conversation. Look at that, Maui showed up.
Well, there's cut one.
Alright, so we're going to get started on the first subject. The coin toss belongs to my good man, Jay, and he wanted to start it off. Let's start it off, brother.
I wanted to start off our topic today, which will be comics. I wanted to pretty much put my favorite superhero, which is Wolverine, against his, which is Batman. And the whole argument and conversation today will be who can win in a fight. Straight up, one-on-one, whether gadgets, with or without. Personally, I think Wolverine has it in the bag, but obviously he's going to disagree.
So, let's start off with the fact that, yes, I'm just going to let you guys know I am biased.
I as well.
You know, I am a big Batman fan. As you can tell, I'm wearing literally a Batman cap and a Batman shirt. And God, if I could rep any other way, I would. I had Batman like Converse. But anyways, beside the point. The argument is who would be better now, or who would kick whose butt. And I'm gonna go with Batman. And now the reason I say that is because I will always say that Wolverine is a great character, but he's hot-tempered. And Batman, if he were to find that weakness out, just all he has to do is take his time. He's a detective. All he has to do is take his time to really get to know this guy, study him, find out about his adamantium. It's over, bro. All he has to do is figure it out.
Okay, but how long is it going to take him to figure out, first of all, what adamantium even is? Second of all, what can penetrate it or what can melt it?
You're talking about...
What is he going to use to neutralize it?
Okay, he's
how?
a billionaire. You don't think he has a lot of enough money and resource to find adamantium? He could probably find Wakanda given enough resource and time, bro. I'm telling you.
Enough research and time.
Yeah,
yes. But he is human. He is flesh and blood.
Yeah.
Completely human. Wolverine, on the other hand, not exactly the case.
Right, that's... Okay, Wolverine's a mutant. Okay, so he has the upper hand in that way. He can heal. He has the claws. But at the same time, he also has guilt. He also has regret. He also feels bad. All it takes is Batman to take that vulnerability and work on it.
The problem is Batman himself isn't exactly that.
Yeah, I know. He's
stable.
not all that. Yeah, I agree with that. I can agree with that. But
Batman himself has some...
But we're not talking about Batman
issues
being manipulated by Wolverine. If Wolverine was the one clever enough to manipulate Batman, I would say, yeah, okay, there's a way where he can mentally mess with him. But Wolverine's not built that way. Wolverine's built with an attitude where he's like, I'll beat you because I'm invincible. And because he's like that, Batman can take advantage of it in any way possible. He can use whatever he can on him, grab whatever dirt, how he loves Jean and all this stuff, and just take advantage of it. Even his past history, he can also take advantage of that and all the bad things that happened beforehand. Everything he could use against Wolverine would psychologically mess with Wolverine to the point where he wouldn't be able to think straight. And Wolverine needs to be able to focus. If he sees a kid in danger or something like that, he's like not all there. He's not going to be like, screw this kid, I'm going to freaking work on this guy. No, he's just going to be like, I got to work on this. I got to take care of this kid. Batman will do the same thing. But we're talking about how Wolverine psychologically isn't all there. So all Batman has to do is work on that strategy to get him to get off guard. That's all it takes.
I don't know. I personally think the years of combat training and experience that he has, along with his CIA and Black Ops training.
Right. He's got a lot, but he's got a background.
That has got enough to mentally prepare him to whatever Batman throws at him.
Well, that's the thing, though. He gets really, like, petty with Cyclops, okay? We're still talking about a man who still, even with all this training, doesn't discipline himself to deal with the fact that there's a girl who loves someone else. Okay, we're talking about a man who's managed to kind of like comprehend the ideas.
Look, man, we're not going into the...
But I'm just saying...
No, I'm just saying...
No, but I'm just saying, psychologically, if Batman were to take advantage of that and get him mad, where he's like,
All right,
why are you talking about this?
but
And
look.
he'd be like, get out of my way about it. Like, he'll just try to avoid the whole thing, and then he would just attack him
What about
on
Batman's
impulse.
whole triangle with Wonder Woman and Superman?
No.
Like,
I get that, but the reality is Wolverine wouldn't take advantage of it. He doesn't have the look. Batman has the resources to do all that. That's the thing.
Mm-hmm.
Mentally, he could be like, okay, if I wanted to go on Wolverine, I can't beat him 1-on-1.
No.
He's got claws. This dude's he's invincible. He literally heals quickly, and on top of that, he's got an adamantium that literally breaks. Able to go toe to toe with him and beat him hand to hand. No way, unless I have the proper equipment, right? But at the same time, it would have to be adamantium fucking. Known to Batman has been known for resources like that. He beat Superman that way. He had gotten the whole kryptonite and all that stuff. He had a fucking Superman suit. So Batman is prepared. That's the thing. Wolverine, he's the type of guy who's cocky, confident, where he's like, I'll go in there and I'll beat him because I'm always the tough guy. I'm the guy who can't be beat. And Batman, even though he is a little arrogant in his way too, he's also paranoid. He's also kind of like a thinker. He always tries to strategize because he knows sometimes his opponents are going to be a lot tougher than him. He's not just going to think, oh, Superman's easy. That's why he didn't think, oh, I go out fucking toe to impenetrable, okay? He can only be beat by his own planet's krypto. But the reality is like Batman finds the weaknesses, and that's what the important thing is. Wolverine, he's too confident, and he'll go in there head on with a fight, thinking, oh, I'll beat this guy, no problem. He's a human. He's an ordinary kid. He's a schmo. He got nothing on me. I've been here for ever.
I don't see him exactly looking past Batman. I just think he can tear through whatever Batman has.
But then another question you have to beg: what age? Batman when he's older, or when Wolverine's older, Old Man Logan? Because I'll tell you, Batman might beat Old Man Logan.
Yeah, Old Man Logan is a different subject altogether.
Yeah, so if you were to say, like, hypothetically, we were to say, like, what age and genre, we could say that Batman could technically beat Wolverine older. Because Logan is a little more weaker in state. And at the same time, Batman, even though he's still old, he still manages to still have somehow some kind of skill set on him. He's still kind of sharp where he can still take on some guys. So there's an advantage there. And obviously he's not going to go just bare hands knuckle boxing with this dude because he won't win. If you've seen the first movie with Wolverine, and damn, he was down. That was it. So you know he's got that solid Mike Tyson punch, you know? So there's no way to go
anybody
around
with the adamantium knuckles would definitely have a knockout punch for sure.
Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. If we're saying about, let's say if they're both in their prime. Okay, Wolverine is a beast. There's no doubt about it, man. No doubt about it. But again,
Bro, you ripped through the Hulk.
Yeah. So let me break down tell me how you think Batman, how Wolverine would beat Batman. You tell me your theory, and I'll tell you mine. Like, just like a spitball, what you might. Yeah.
He has to pretty much cut through his gadgets,
yeah.
Turn the fight into a brawl,
Mm-hmm.
keep it close quarters so that Batman cannot get away.
Mm-hmm.
And he also cannot call for any additional help, which he has been known to do.
Okay.
He has to neutralize his gadgets, would so cut the belt.
Oh yeah,
cut the belt,
yeah.
take away his cape.
That is clever, yeah.
Take away the cape, keep him out of the shadows, out of the darkness.
Oh yeah.
Keep him out in the open.
That's good. That's actually really good. That's actually really good. Damn, you just beat my man right now. Okay, so here's my take. Mine's a little more weird because obviously Batman, if let's say Batman would set him up, Wolverine would know it's a trap, but Wolverine wouldn't care. He would just go in there, guns blazing, and feel that he could take on whatever comes his way. And just like Superman will come into a building, break through a building, and know that he does not give a look, think about it. He breaks into a building from the ceiling and doesn't care if whatever shows up. He's just standing there, cocky as hell.
Yeah, but that's Superman.
Yeah, and Wolverine's the same. Wolverine's the type of guy who's like, I can't be beat. Like Hulk, I can't be beat. They have that, arrogant, like Iron Man. I'm too smart. I can't be beat. So He gets him in there, traps him in there in the situation, gets him psychologically. That's what I'm saying. His strength will be his psychological way, and get him with the whole girl thing, and maybe even do some like digital like hallucination to kind of make him see like Jean, some tragic happen, some kind of crazy thing where Wolverine's gonna lose focus, and then that's when Batman out of the shadows will come out of nowhere and slice him with a little adamantium he made, specially made out of his little bat like dart.
If he is able to sneak past him and cut him, he can heal from that. It doesn't mean that adamantium.
No, that's great, but at one point he would actually try to jam it into him. Now, putting adamantium into someone, and if he hit him hard enough to put it into him, how hard does he have to hit him to jam it into his body? Remember, his body is entirely made out of adamantium. So imagine adamantium getting hit with adamantium. How would that turn out?
I think it would just
if he had like
cancel out.
Yeah, but only if, let's say, hypothetically, we're talking physics now. Let's say Batman had a strong enough grip, robotic wise, and he jammed that adamantium into Wolverine without him seeing it coming, right into his side. Wolverine would take some time to pull that out.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, Batman would probably use some kind of spear, jam the adamantium straight into his chest and into a wall, giving him enough time to leave him there kind of a little bit defenseless, because Wolverine has to pull himself out of that, or he has to claw it. And if the thing is made out of adamantium, the spear, that's another difficult challenge there. Mm-hmm. He has to beat that. So now this thing out. He also has to get the thing that's in his chest out. On top of that, that gives enough of time for Batman to not only, now that he already got him off guard out of nowhere, and Wolverine is kind of in a situation where he needs to kind of get himself out of it, that's when Batman could do the most craziest thing in the world.
He needs something to be able to cut through.
An adamantium blade. Or a saw.
Honestly, I think he would need to find a way to cancel out his healing factor.
Yeah, but that's the thing. That's why the only way you really can't beat him truthfully is to just just cut his head off. Because that's the only way you're going to be able to get Wolverine
yes and no.
Not to do anything.
I have heard that personally through the comics. Even if you manage to cut his head off, he is still alive. So you need to find a way to cut his head off and keep it away from his body for a long period of time.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Can Batman do that?
He's got enough money, enough resources. How are you going to keep... First, somebody's going to have to help. Who's going to help? First off, let's now remember who Logan is. This is a loner. This man is not going to have someone come and beg to the aid of his companionship. No one's going to be like, wait a minute. What's for Wolverine? Because they know Wolverine every now and then leaves. He just goes and does his own thing. Never says a damn thing about it. So everybody's like, okay, well, whatever. Catch you later, bro. And he goes, does his own adventure and stuff like that. Now, if he were caught in that situation where Batman had just beat him and got his head cut off, all Batman has to do is hide the head and move that body and freeze it somewhere. Or just put it somewhere cryogenically frozen. Anything. And just leave it like that for whatever amount of time he wants to. He's a billionaire. He can literally leave it there for millions of years if he wanted to. If he can put his money in the right stocks and everything and all that crap, bro.
I don't know about all that.
Well, look, it's just an over-exaggeration of it, but I'm saying, there is ways that Batman could find to beat Logan. Now, let's say... Now, if we're going to talk about, this was an off-guard situation, and Wolverine and Batman just met path, I'm honest. Wolverine will beat him.
Alright.
There's no doubt about it. There's just no doubt about it. Because I hate to say that because I'm a big fan of Batman. I like his motto, his whole presence, everything like that. But at the same time, if we're going to talk about an out of nowhere, no strategy situation, Batman was off guard, that's a little harder. He can improvise in some ways, but there's no way he's going to be able to cut through if he doesn't have any part of any weapon with adamantium, he's screwed. There's no doubt. I don't care if he's got... the smoke bombs will help, but Wolverine also has scent. He can smell that crap.
All his senses are heightened.
Yeah, so it's there's no way he wouldn't be able to smell him and just grab him by the moment he freaking, decides to jump out of nowhere. So it's there's just clearly, if there's two different fights. There's the strategy fight where he had the time to plan, and then there's the out of nowhere spontaneous fight. I'm gonna say with planning, he could beat Wolverine and take as much time he wanted to. But
in that sense, you could say with time and prep, everyone always says with time and prep, Batman can beat anyone.
Yeah, of course, yeah. But that's the thing, though. We're talking about if this was an opportunity where it's a fair fight. Because obviously, it's not a fair fight if you're gonna expect Wolverine to Batman. Because put Batman with almost Flash and freaking Green Lantern, almost the strategy is almost a little difficult because Batman has to improvise, but all Green Lantern has to do is grab him with his ring. There you go. Already a disadvantage. Freaking Flash, all he has to do is snap his neck in 2 seconds before he throws up a freaking, blade. That's a disadvantage. Like, there's all these things where obviously Batman would be at a disadvantage. He's human. He's not superhuman. He's not Captain America.
Yeah.
Like, look, if you put Captain America's blood into that man's skills, especially since he was Raja al Ghul, he also has like thousands of different types of martial arts experience too. This man would be very difficult to beat, even with Logan. It'd be a good fight. That would be a hell of a good fight. I mean, don't get me wrong, that would be a big fight because you got the reflexes more, you got the speed, you got the upper hand, and you got the intellect. So you sure as hell can still beat someone if you have more of an upper advantage. But that's only if you're kind of experimental, super, all that stuff. But anyways, that's the end of our show. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you guys did, please leave a comment, a like, subscribe to the channel. We're going to keep trying to do things like this. Please leave a comment if you have any questions or you guys want to leave any opinions of your own. As always, it's been fun, guys. Catch you guys later. Peace.